it's online. Hello everyone, welcome back to my drawing challenge, Spin the Globe and Draw. Your drawing challenge that you've been waiting for. Today is the day number 8. This is Andrea Deng, and we are gonna be in Spain. So it's a new week of challenge. Hi everyone, I hope you can see my webcam on the YouTube channel. If you are if you are not excuse me, if you're not in on YouTube, just go there because it's easy to see. You will see my face as well. But if you're not, this is my hand. Hi Instagram. And so let me go back to the screen. So I've got the little setup here. I just want to put my watch here so I can keep an eye on the time, because one thing I realized that is that I always tend to draw more using more time to draw, and I know that we should take our time to do anything, just take our pace, but I want to also complete a sketch in a certain amount of time, because I know then how much detail I want to add. So I don't want to overcomplicate it something just because I have time. I want to use like the precise amounts of time to do like everything. So it's nice to keep an eye on that. And yeah, so today we are in Spain, and the location has been submitted by Ali Seed from Instagram. Thank you very much, Ali Seed. I don't know where you're from, but I love Granada. Today sketch is in Spain, Granada, and I really love this place because it has been featured in Game of Thrones. That's the only reason I chose. No, I'm joking. I really like this this architecture even before Game of Thrones. But if you don't know, this place has been featured in Game of Thrones. It was one of the part, the reign, the house of Game of Thrones. I forgot the name, but if you guys know, just put in the comments. And yeah, it was the south one, and is very Mediterranean, and has this beautiful archway. Like inside, it's like a courtyard with a lot of plants, and with this yellowish kind of limestone type of facade. So I was really impressed about the choose of that settings, because it was spot on. And let me know, guys, where are you from today? Where are you watching this live stream? Put in the comments. And as usual, at the end, I will read more comments, so I will answer your questions as well if you have any about this sketch or about this video I'm doing. And let me guys know if you like these live challenges I'm doing. This is the beginning of the second half of the challenge, so it's the day number 8. And but it's not I'm not doing a sketch every day. I'm doing every other day, so it's been 14-15 days, and halfway of the monthly challenge. So let me guys know what you think about these challenges. I always want to know your opinions as well, so I can improve or add something or that you think is missing. And yeah, let's focus now on the drawing. So today, so for this this week, I've chosen 3 locations that has a big architecture component in the composition. So like in this case, I've got my iPad set up here. Let me bring that to you so you can see. Oh. So for these three series of sketches, I've chosen a big architecture component, which is the protagonist of the composition, surrounded by nature. And I really like how these architecture are integrated. So for example, today, there is a reflection, there's a halo thing here. So let me put something here so it doesn't, oh no, it's even worse. But anyway, you have the image on the screen, on the left part of the screen. And so I will just talk through the iPad and you can refer to that image. So today's sketch is the representation of this cathedral in the middle of the nature on a hilly topography. And I really like how it's in front of this mountain as well. So you have the mountains in the background and the sky, and it creates these different planes of elements in the composition. And I really like, and I hope to be able to represent these layers in the drawing as well. So it's not the only one. As I said, three sketches I've chosen for this week's challenges will have this important architecture component here and surrounded by some sort of natural landscape. And today's image has been provided, so I downloaded from Pinterest. It's provided by Acade My Travel. Thank you very much for this image, and I really like it because it catches the architecture and the landscape. So I think it's well composed itself. So what I'm gonna do is just to frame it from a landscape image like this to a portrait image. And do you guys like how I do these images on the portrait format? Or would you like me to try once to do a landscape version of the sketch? Personally, I like portrait, but I don't mind to do a landscape version sometime. So let me guys know what you think. And so let's start. So I hope you can see my my pad here. So I'm gonna use a Montblanc Meisterstuck 146 with black ink on a Fabriano A5 sketchpad. It's a 200 GMS paper, so it's quite thick with a smooth surface. So I will borrow my iPad for another second. So how I'm gonna do the sketch. As you guys already know, I normally do the horizon line first, and it's very important in this image to understand where the horizon line is in this image. It's not straightforward because you don't have any elements that gives you the clue of where your eye level is. But I've got few things that can give you some sort of hints to where it could be. In the image, the observer who took the photograph is standing roughly, I would say, maybe at the first level of wall. So it's in here. It's not perfect. It's just a guess. It could be here, it could be maybe slightly higher, but it's not far from this level because, as you can see in the image, for example, these roof lines are pretty much horizontal. So when a perspective line is horizontal, that means it's very close to the horizon line. So it's I think it's an educated guess to say that the horizon line is close to here. So I will say it's here, somewhere in slightly above the wall fence. And once done that, I want to position my drawing, my horizon line, on the sketchpad, and I will do it in the lower part as usual of the drawing. And hi Ed, welcome back. How are you today? Thanks for coming back and watching. You being always watching this show. That's this show. Well, it's not a show, but it's a live show. So thanks very much. Thanks very much for your support as well. Please, guys, if you have anything that you want to say or just say hi, please write me on either on Instagram or on YouTube. I'll be happy to say hi back and to answer your question if you have any. So back to the sketch. The horizon line, we're gonna put that in the lower portion of the image, as usual. And actually, yeah, I want to test maybe the next sketch. You guys tell me if you want to have a portrait sketch or a landscape sketch, because probably I want to do once in landscape. So change a bit every now and then. So let me guys know. So horizon line and the center of my image. So it's an interesting one because this image is very long, and actually the cathedral, the whole architecture is pretty much spanning from left to right. So I maybe don't want to catch the whole architecture. I want maybe frame it on one side. Maybe I would choose this side because I don't want to put the tower in the middle. I want to put slightly on the side, and probably if I crop the image roughly in here, you will have this tower on the right third of the image. So that means if I crop in here, I do something like that, and then I add a bit of sky and landscape below. That should adapt perfectly to my portrait page. So let's give it a go. So the tower on the right hand side, so it's somewhere here. And then I said the horizon line is where the upper portion of the wall is. So if I say that the horizon line is roughly in here, I will start to draw anything referencing this height, basically. So yeah, let's start. So the tower is here. So it's quite complicated. It's a composition of different shapes. They are relatively simple shapes, but they are placed in a very complex way. It's staggered. That makes things slightly more complicated, but it's doable. And yeah, so I want to. So since my tower is here, the clock tower is here, I will start from the crossing point of these two lines, horizon line and the vertical line of the tower. And I will start to draw the roof layer by layer. So the first roof will be here. So I'm drawing from the foreground to the background and from the bottom up. This way, if I make some mistakes in proportions, I can always tweak the elements above to make it right. So far, I don't have an idea of how the image will be framed, but I will discover it soon. So if this is the roof, and then you have another roof here, and then on top, and this is a vertical line. I got few people that posted and tagged me their work on this challenge, and they are great. They are great stuff. They are really good work. Well done, guys. And keep submitting your works because I'm really keen to see how you guys are doing. And I'm pretty sure it will be great works. And don't feel shy. Just if you've done anything, let me know. Post on Instagram, tag me, and I will feature on my Instagram account. Uh, and don't worry about if you made any mistakes or anything. As you have seen in this life, I'm far away from being perfect every time, and I make mistake all the time. The question is understanding your mistake, and then try to adapt it to make it right. That's the key of drawing, and especially live drawing, where you don't have much time and you just need to try, and you will find out if things are right or wrong, and you will find out a way to make it right. So I've got these few layers here. So this is the layer where you have the arches. And I have this. The beauty about this image is the overlapping of different roof shapes in different planes and angle. If it's really key to get them right. And with the use of shading, we'll do that in a later stage of the drawing. You should be able to provide a really nice contrast in this image. If you're watching this live on YouTube, say hi so the chat won't look every time that lonely, and you keep company to Ed as well. Oh. And in here is perfect. And I think these are the most difficult part. Let's get that right first. So the tower, we say, is here. It's roughly here. And then it goes up. And then you have 2 levels. And on the top, and then you have this element on top of the tower, which is, I guess, is an octagon. It's has an octagonal shape with this triangle. Well, it's conic um, roof on top. And then you have some spire, like some decoration element on top. I think for now it's okay. And then I want to give more detail to the roof in here. So this level here has on the roof. It's a very, very complex building. Is anyone from Spain, from Granada today? Have you been in this cathedral? And what do you think about the place? And especially the garden in the middle, in the center. And now on top. Then this roof on the back. So I want to express this roof shape with this triangular shapes of the roof on top, and then I want to break up these geometries with the contrast, so you can distinguish them very easily. And then here it's done, and I've got a tower. It's a big fat tower on this side. Is so it occupies a big portion of the image. And it's I would say probably, yeah, it's here. And then it's here. And this image is taken from quite far away. So this perspective line of the top of this tower are not that squashed, are not deformed too much, because you're standing very far from the object. So the vanishing point is very far away from the subject. Therefore, the line that goes to the vanishing point are almost almost horizontal. So I think I can simplify them to be really horizontal. And then you have some. Let's do the bottom of this part first. That down, and then And finally, you have this wall that we said the top part of this wall um, are merging with the horizon line. So it's the horizon line. So I've got a series of I don't know how to say that in English. This defencing device on top of the wall. Merli. It's the Italian word. If you guys know, let me know how to say in English. Probably it's not far. It's not very different. So you have this element going down, and then the wall here, and then you have a lot of openings on the wall. They are quite irregular, so I will add them later. Yeah, I think I'm quite happy about the composition in here. And I will add later on the plants as well. I will just leave a space for them. It's gonna be nice. This architecture is surrounded. I like when architecture buildings are surrounded by nature and framed and cropped by trees and bushes in the foreground. That creates a great sense of depth in the composition. Okay, that's good. And here, Clarence Lee, hola. Hola, are you Spanish? Clarence, how are you? Thank you very much for joining. I've seen your drawings. Great stuff. Very good job. Um, yeah, I've got now. I want to do the roofs of the left part of the castle. The cathedral. I don't know how to call it. Um, Probably back in the time, um, these places in the medieval age are both religious places and the town itself. I think it's all included around inside the walls of these places. So I think they are castle as well. They have a defensive function and they have to protect the people living around this uh, around the church. And that's okay. I will put the end of this wall here. I think before that I'm gonna frame it. I will use today a very standard frame. Yeah, I think I want just to frame this drawing because it's the composition itself is already really nice. So I don't want to add too many elements and disturb this composition. I really just nicely want to frame it. Um, Okay, so that's done. I want to add some detail in the roof on the left part of the image. So I'm gonna draw a series of triangle shape. You won't be able to tell much from this image. You just want to draw this shape and these shapes and then add a lot of contrast in them. So you'll be able to distinguish them. I've got here the wall and another wall here. I think that's enough. And then I think I've done the basic shape of this composition. I'm happy about that. Now let's add some details. I will add the background with trees and everything later on because they are not affecting too much. Well, they're not affecting at all the images in front, so I will leave them at last. So what are we gonna do? Yeah, let's do this part first, and let's start with the bottom layer, the bottom levels. I've got some window in here. I think it's also key to draw all the windows because they will give some nice feature. They will make the facade more articulated, and they won't be just like plain wall. So they will break the solidity of these facades. And let's draw windows here and here. On the way, I will add the necessary details to highlight them. And it's gonna be so much fun drawing them because they're so different. Every single windows are not repetitive. And I think that is the key feature of old buildings, like medieval age buildings, especially churches, where basically the building has been designed not by one single architect like in the modern days, but they are the but they are the result of multiple hands that worked on this building. So there are many people worked on this building, therefore all the windows are different because each architect, builder, well there weren't any architect before. They were all builder. All the builder has their own way to build things. They probably the windows has been built in different ages as well. So every family probably or every generation um, of this church has different needs. So of course you will have different windows. That's the beauty about the old architecture. I like medieval architecture because it's so different. It's so um, almost bespoke. It's very bespoke. Every single element has his reason and story behind. It's not been built by one person or yeah, like in the industrial age. Yeah, I'm drawing the details on the walls already on the tower. Um, so I want to add a few more details. Yeah, the image is not a high resolution image, but it's fine. I can just make something to make it interesting. They are So when I draw arches, I always do the arc on top and then the columns in the bottom. Because when I draw the column first, I feel that I will lose the proportion of the whole arch. Um, yeah, so I think this way works better for me. But of course, every person has his own way to draw arches. Let me know how you draw arches, or which way you find is more natural and deliver the best result. Because at the end, it's all about the result. Okay. Um, Clarence Lee, thanks. It's been awesome to follow along. Thank you very much. Thank you, Clarence. It's been great to have you as well and draw together. I hope you are drawing now as well. And yeah, Clarence, are you the one who draw with watercolor? Now I'm a bit confused because there's so many posts, but I really like your work. Um, now, okay, and so I want to draw this first, and then when I draw these elements on top, oops, yeah, I want to draw the vertical line. Oh yeah, I've got my watercolor out right now. Great, great stuff. Yeah, I was worried before. If can you imagine if you're not the guy who draw in watercolor, what a yeah, it would be really really bad. But glad I I guessed right. But yeah, your work is amazing. Well done. And how do you do the watercolor? Do you draw with pencil first? And you're pretty quick as well. So yeah, share about how you do these drawings. I've done some watercoloring in the past, and I found it yeah, it's very tricky. It's very different from ink drawing because you don't have that level of control when you're drawing with something like a nib that always do a certain type of stroke. Because with watercolor, you have like so many variation in one single stroke. You can have different colors, different tones, different gradients. Yeah, I mean, it's very difficult, I think, to do something that you want. Yeah. Okay, I've got the second level of. So when I draw small windows, like opening like this, I just draw the vertical line first, and then um, all the rest will follow. It's much easier, and you don't need to worry too much about alignments and stuff. So all the vertical line first, And if you want to learn more how to draw windows and architectural elements, I've extensively explained this in my online class. So check out my online class on Class 101 if you want to know more about these features and how to draw them in ink. I think I'm happy about this one. I will add later some texture of the brick, but I will leave that for now. And then let's add some details in here. There is a tree in here. And I think that's enough for this part. Oh, there are some openings on the tower. And let's draw some windows in here. Okay, let's add some details on the other side. I will keep it vague, not too descriptive in this side, because I want to focus more on the landscape and create the contrast between the landscape and the architecture, because I want to read this architecture, this building, as one element inserted into the nature. So when you draw too many details, the risk is to break this balance. So you won't be able to read the architecture as a whole thing. It will be fragmented in too many pieces, and therefore the eyes are finds more difficult to read the image. Okay, that's enough detail. Let's draw the shading. So I want really read. I really want to read the contrast of the shadow in here. So I will draw some lines. So I would draw maybe the details of the windows first, and then maybe I won't go with vertical shading, but I will go with horizontal shading using the texture of the brick as shading. And it's always good to break this line a bit so it won't be too solid. So yeah, I will keep drawing this texture all the way to the bottom, and then I will add some more details to make the facade more interesting, more rich, and give a pattern to it as well. But let's see So I think in here is very key to draw this pattern all the way to the top part of the crown of these trees. And then when you're drawing the tree in front of it, you can easily add some contrast in the bottom part, and then you create a lot of contrast between the trees and the tower behind. That's done. Let's draw some shading in here. I will keep it quite simple. And then this window, I think is key to draw them very dark. So it feels like a hole in the facade. And then always in here, draw the shadow. And it's important to draw the shadow on the other side to highlight the shape of the roof. I think I'm gonna add more shading in this side maybe later on. But let's see how the composition come out. And then here you have a series of shading that does that, and then that. So I will keep doing with the horizontal hatch. And then all these parts are in shading, are in shade. So and then the roof, some of the roof are really dark. Oops, ah, it's gone. Let me bring the image back. Can you see my Instagram angle, the sketch on Instagram, all right? What do you think, guys, of this layout? I hope you can understand at least where I'm drawing. And then you can watch this on YouTube as well, because you have a top view. So this video, every video of the challenge will be saved on my YouTube channel. So please subscribe it so you can watch it in live or later on. And I think it's important to draw all this shading first, and then keep the room for the vegetation in front. That creates a really nice contrast later on. So once you've done in here, let's carry on. This part. And here as well, it's important to read the contrast between these bits. So you have this wall and these windows in here. So it's key to draw these windows in solid black because that will give you the texture of these facades. And now I'm lost. Which window is what? Yeah, in here. So you have a little arch. Then, yeah, here is this one. And for this part as well, and we go in full dark, full black inside the arches. So you highlight the shape of the arc. And then inside it can be expressed with some horizontal hatch. Okay, that's good. And then I will do the roofs later. And here. So it's key to express this shadow. So the roof here will be bright, and therefore you will create contrast. Yeah, maybe some elements in here be vertical. Sometimes I do. Well, I normally draw all the shading in one direction, but sometimes using different direction, like orthogonal direction, so one horizontal, one vertical, can give a bit of mixing, a bit of variety to your composition. So sometimes I do this. I do it. I mix up a little bit vertical and horizontal hatches because the tower material is slightly different from the material of the brick. It looks like a render material or something like that. So and here is totally dark. So here is dark. And then, oh my god. No, too many. Back. So I will leave the roof white in most of the cases because that is a good way to highlight the angle of this roof. because when the roof is wide means it's reflecting the sunlight, so it suggests the orientation of these elements very well. So this roof here is very dark, so I'm gonna do that in a series of vertical hatches. And then I'm gonna probably be darker. I'm gonna go darker. Then that. Then you have different levels in here. I want to highlight the ridge of each of the roof, and then in here it's very dark, and the sunlight is coming from the right hand side, top right, so something like that could work. Then I want to draw all the horizontal breaks. And then in here as well. I want to highlight the horizontal shadow underneath the roof. That's the key to read the roof. And then so in here I've got another dark roof. And then there is a nice contrast of this one. If you are listening to music, let me know what you are listening. I'm looking forward for some relaxed music. I normally listen to lo-fi. Are you guys a lo-fi person? Let me know. Well, when I'm doing these streams, I don't listen to musics. Okay. But normally I do, especially when I'm outdoor and I'm drawing outside. I want to be isolated sometime with the um, noise of the city or noise of the location where I am. But sometimes I want to be part of the scenery as well. So I don't listen to music, and I sometimes put the noise of the objects I'm drawing inside the drawing. with onomatopoeia. And the one thing about drawing on photograph that I found is that you cannot do this because you're not there. So I think that's why I prefer to draw in live on the spot, because you can catch much more information in your drawing than a simple photograph. Of course, this challenge is a challenge, and I cannot go on every places you suggest. So I think for this one it's fine. But normally I go out when I go outside. Sometimes I listen music. Sometimes I just trying to catch all the nuances of the place where I am. I think that's okay. Yeah, keep it simple in here. And I want to draw these different shapes of roofs. And so I want to keep the top part of the roof bright. So when I'm drawing the trees in the background, it will stand out. So maybe I will add another line of shading. Okay, and then let's add some dark shading in here. And then some details in the opening. And then, so in here, you can add more details if you want to add more variety to the texture. Just add some vertical dash line or dots if you want to add more variety to this texture. Since here is not a flat, perfect brick wall, but has layers of different type of bricks or renders. So it's interesting to have some variety in this texture. Yeah, probably I went a bit dark in this part, but I think it's alright. I can maybe tweak something later on, but let's leave it at the moment. Um, so I want to add some texture here. And then it's a slightly different colors. I think it's fine. And I will add some texture in here. Just simple horizontal dotted line. to highlight a bit of the texture of this wall. That's enough. And here as well. And then in here I will add some patterns as well. It doesn't need to be precise and perfect. The aim is to just to give some texture and blend these horizontal lines a bit more. Okay, that's fine. And okay, let's go now to the vegetation on the bottom. So let's put the signature here. So as you can see in here, so you have two different level planes of vegetation. One is here, and the top of these crowns, these trees are all in light. And then you have a great contrast, a big contrast from the building and the trees in the background, between the building and the trees in the foreground. So this part is basically all quite dark, and I want to catch this as well, but they are not like solid dark. You still read some crowns, the round shape of the crowns every now and then. So I want to catch this by drawing vertical shading that is consistent around the top of the crown of the one in the foreground. And then you can always add some shading, like patches around this. And probably you can go even darker because the trees are darker. So you can go in between lines. And then in between lines in here as well. And then you want to have some shading in the brighter part as well, because they are not 100% solid. Sorry, they are not 100% in light. And then just go over with some dotted dots. Yeah, and then I will maybe draw this part a bit darker, so you can see the contrast between the wall and the vegetation in front. I think that's okay. And then let's do this part, because this is the most interesting part. So I want to highlight all these different shape of the crowns. So I roughly draw where the crowns are. So I want to give a quite fluffy effect of this crown, and yeah, you just do a series of hatches that does that. They almost look like clouds in front. So in some extent, I want to give almost the effect that um, the building is built on top of the clouds. How wonderful that is. Yeah, I think it's nice in here. I will carry on with these vertical lines. It's key to um, highlight the crown shape at the bottom and leave the top white, or at least lighter than the bottom part. This way you can give the effect of the different crown in perspective, the trees in perspectives. Yeah, I've got a video about trees in my online class 101. So please, if you want to have a more detailed explanation, you can have a look at that. And that's it. You want to read all this nice curve. Of course, you can add some dots to make it more random, not too rigid. And then here as well. And in some trees in the foreground, like here, I can really put some details of branches to break the solidity. Well, it's up to you guys. Of course, if you want to add some details or not. But yeah, sometimes I just feel I want to experiment something, and you can break the monotony of this part in at the bottom with some branches. I think that would be nice. I think. Let me guys know. Otherwise, you can leave as it is. And then, yeah, carry on. So here it's a bit dark. And I think it's fine here. I will leave this part as it is now. And let's draw the trees in the background behind this building. So the majority of the trees behind are uh, uh, yeah, they are cypress, I think. So I will draw this cone and then have some like normal evergreen tree. So not evergreen, deciduous trees behind. And the key of these trees are that the shadows are on one side of the tree, it's not underneath the crown. So it's quite important to catch that um, if you want to give the effects of the shape of the tree. So I will draw horizontal shading maybe for this time. Now maybe vertical could work either. So I mean, try it. And if it doesn't work, you can make something else. You can cover it with something. So I think the key, whatever you do, is to highlight darker parts and above the the building, so that your building, the roof of your building is highlighted nicely. And and then you create this effect of shadow from left to right. So the bottom is quite dark, and here is basically dark, and then you can go over with some uh, like in here, if you go with some vertical hatches, you can highlight the light part of the cypress. Anyway, yeah, you can play with contrast in many ways. The important thing is they are there. Okay, I think that's fine. Maybe overall it could be lighter, the wall, but I think it's all right. Let's carry on. Let's draw some bubbles on top of the tower, and in here, let's add some more detail, more shading to refine the shape of this a bit. You can use some vertical hatches between horizontal one to break the pattern to, for example, if your pattern is too horizontal, you can break the horizontality with some vertical pattern, and overall you will read the horizontal pattern not too overwhelming. I hope it makes sense, but you can try at home. Gianluigi, ciao, welcome back. Thank you for joining. How are you? You've been doing okay? And yeah, I think it's all right. Here you can see that the top of this tower is a bit darker than the bottom, and that is nice because when you draw something darker on the top of a tower or a vertical element, you highlight the height of that. You highlight the top, which you don't make it flowing too much. So I like when you have like a big contrast on top. So that's fine. And now what do we do? So let's add some shading underneath the roof. I think we're almost there in terms of the architecture. Just add, I'm just adding some texture to highlight more the shapes of the roof. I think it's key to read the contrast very well. Just making sure that, for example, the contrast between these two faces and the roof is readable, and the way is to make the elements in between darker. Okay. So I will add some vertical lines here as well. Okay, that's fine. Let's add there is something on top of the tower. I don't know what it is, but I will add some bubble on top. That's enough. Um, and let's add the name now. I want to conclude the sketch by adding the text on top. So this is Alhambra. Oh, I need to get the name right. Let me check the name. Spanish name is difficult to spell because it's easy to spell for Italian people, but it's very easy to make a mistake as well because in one sound there could be a different way to spell the same sound. And Alhambra, okay. Oh, Alhambra. I hope it's correct because if I mess this up, it won't be impossible to correct. Yeah, correct. And is in Granada. I'm pretty sure Granada is spelled as you read, like in Italian. And then today is day 8. And it's the 29th of March 22. Oh, so it's the last drawing of the month. Oh no, we have 31st. We have 31 days. So the second last drawing of the month. And yeah, this month feels very long, at least for me. Maybe because of the challenges. The challenge will make you have a challenge every 2 days, so maybe that's the reason why I feel this month very long, which is good. That means I've done many things, so it's not a boring month. And with the time change as well, I can feel like we are in spring now, and the days has been much longer. The daylight um, it's much nicer to have daylights at the end of the work. And I'm really looking forward to longer days than this. Okay, Alhambra. Let's add some horizontal hatches. Just oh, yeah. If you have any questions, I think I'm gonna finish this sketch probably in 5 minutes, even less. So prepare your question if you have any, and if you want to say hi as well, feel free to do that, and I will be happy to yeah, to interact with you with you guys. I would love to have more interaction. I will be happy to answer your questions as well. Is anyone here from class 101? Are you following my online class as well? And yeah, what do you think about the content compared to the one I have on the online class? So maybe for other people, it could be useful to know what is the difference between the two elements, because the sketches, mm, this series of challenges I'm doing, they are just a way to explain my process. But it's slightly different when you want to explain some specific technique, which of course I don't have the time to go through each of them in these sessions. So this challenges is like the way to implement the knowledge that you already have, or learn some tricks and see that in live. That would be useful, and that's the purpose of me doing this as well. Okay, I think that's good. Okay, I think I'm gonna add some birds. Oh, no, 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 no birds. Mountains, of course. I almost forgot about that. Mountains. Alhambra without mountains. What would that be? No, no, no. Let's draw that in. Absolutely. And the mountains are quite faded in the background. And it's nice to see this as well. I don't want to color too much on the mountains. So to create some contrast, I'm gonna color the sky. And it's key to, I think, to draw the top of the church above the mountains. So you can read the subject and the mountain is framing in the back. Yeah, I like it. I like how it's coming along, and we'll add some few birds, Alhambra birds. What species of birds do you have in Alhambra? Alhambra, probably. That's the way to spell it. Um, yeah. Do you have eagle, pigeons, ospreys? Let's draw some patterns, and then oh, and I will draw some rare tones in the mountains, but not too much. just hint at the mountain shape. I don't want to disrupt the balance of the composition too much, the contrast that I've already created. Yeah, it's fine. And then I think it's fine to have some mountain detail in the background, but leave the top part, always leave the top part bright. So I want to make this darker, and then, oh, not by sketch, sorry. And then I think I'm alright. I don't want to draw the sky, otherwise we'll be too busy. I think it's already a good balance of composition, so I don't want to put too much stuff in the drawing, otherwise it's hard to read. And then maybe I will draw a bigger bird. Yeah, 3 is the magic number. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm happy about the sketch. If anything I could change, I will maybe draw this part of the roof a bit lighter, because it catches, I think, too much the attention. It's too dark in this part, but it's fine. It's yeah, it's a part of the process. Just accept the mistakes you do, and then next time you will learn from it. And plus, I'm not too concerned about that. Maybe just add a few more detail, like a few more dark spots in here will create more variety in this elevation. Because the key is like here is too dark and looks like a one single block. And I could have broken this a bit more, but that's the only thing I have in here. It's good to be self-critic sometime as well, because understanding something gone wrong is important as learning from other people. Like learning from yourself is the most important thing. Is that like if you can learn from your mistake, understanding your mistakes, you already done half of the job. The next time you will nail it, and you will do for sure something that you like, because you already know what you want in the next drawing. Yeah, let me know if you agree with this. And I think I will conclude the sketch, today's challenge sketch. I'm gonna read. I'm gonna wait 10 seconds, because there is a lag between my recording and YouTube, because for some reason there is a delay. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the drawing. What do you think, guys? What you will change in these drawings, or what is the most difficult part of this composition, you think? And would you do something vertical? Sorry, would you do the landscape version of this drawing as well? And now let's go to YouTube first. Thank you very much, guys, for writing here. Oh, today's we have many more texts, so thank you. It's it's more busy. It looks more busy. Ed, thank you, and I hope you drawn along with me, and hope you enjoy the drawings as well and the location. Clarence, thank you. Hola. Thanks for being awesome. Follow along. Thank you. Yep, I've got my watercolors. I really looking forward to see your watercolors, man. Yeah, let's post it now. Well, take your time and finish it first. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to see it. And I tried using pencil first, but it always looks stiff. So I just go straight in with a brush and hope for the best. This is the spirit. This is what I would do. And I don't use pencil for this reason, the same reason, because when you do with pencil, you frame it already, and you are almost imprisoned by something that you think it is there, but later on you find out that probably that is wrong. And I just, yeah, I hope for the best as well after I draw with ink. If it's wrong, it's wrong. You will change it. You will have room to modify, to cover it. You will find some way to do it. Well done. Yeah, that's the spirit. Gianluigi Ubezio. Ciao. Very tired. Oh, don't say that. I'm so tired. But when I do this streaming, when I draw in ink, when I do my drawings, I feel recharged. I feel it's something I needed to do in order to recover from a long day of work. For some people, drawing might be a stressful things or a something that you have to do and a waste of energy. But for me, is the opposite. I feel really refrained after doing sketches. So maybe because I like it. Yeah, you will find when you like something, you don't feel tired. That's the thing you should do. That's my uh that's what I take from this comment. Almudena Ruiz Alhambra. Yes, it's correct. Thank you very much, Almudena. Almudena. I go with this one, Almudena. Thank you very much. I guess you are Spanish. Or at least from a Spanish speaking country. Thanks very much for following. It's absolutely beautiful. I love it. Thank you. I'm looking forward to see yours as well. I've posted a couple of yours drawings as well. I really like it. Well done. Thank you very much for joining this competition. Not a competition. It's a collaboration to improve, for everyone to improve. Clarence Lee, no pressure. Yeah, I forgot what was that comment for. When was it? Yeah, but thank you. Yeah, I sometimes I overthink as well. Do at your pace is the right way to do things. Just take your time, feel no pressure, and things will turn out well. Awesome as always. Thank you very much. I can't read your name. VC00 VC00. Great, thank you. Thanks as always. Thank you for your support, guys, on YouTube. I'm gonna go for Instagram. Is there anyone there? And I'll read a couple of one, and then oh, is there any question today? No question. Oh, Val. Oh yeah, Val. Valeria. Hi, Valeria. How's it going? I didn't understand. I didn't understand when you say Doko Doko. Yeah, I remember one of your old comments was Doko Doko or Doki Doki. I forgot. But now I understand. How are you? Oh, long time no see. Oh my God, it's been years. Haven't seen you guys. Yeah. Yeah, you have to know that I used to play taiko, which is the Japanese drum, and Val VC0 VC00 is one of my old friends from taiko. So we used to play a lot, and I miss it actually. I'm really looking forward to see you. Yeah, I will be probably in Italy in April. So for Easter, after the week after Easter, actually. If you guys are there, yeah, we'll let you know. Hopefully. Don Doko as usual. Yeah. I hope to see you guys soon. On Instagram, Hopetiken, thanks for sharing. Thank you very much for your participation, and hope you enjoy the drawings. And I read a couple of others. Gwen's ESA. Hi from Indonesia. I want to ask how do you gain confidence to start drawing and put your work out there? Thanks. Yeah, interesting question. Yeah, as you said, is a confidence that you build. I think I build up this confidence through the times. If you've done many sketches, you know roughly what you can do, and drawing after drawing, you will build up this confidence, and at some point you will start to not have any worry about, oh, how should I start the drawings, or how should I put my work, where should I what should I highlight. It will become all more natural if you have this building up confidence, and the only way to get it is through practice. That's the only way, no shortcuts. I think no one is born like knowing already how to draw. I think it's like in music instruments. I think, yeah, there are some people maybe learn quicker or have some initial I forgot the word. Yeah, maybe you are advantaged more at the beginning, but everyone needs practice to get their confidence. So that's the only way. And to do that, just don't feel constrained by other people. Just try it. Try something. And if it's wrong, the next one will be better. And the only thing I'm sure about the learning curve and building confidence is the confidence will be stronger and stronger the more you draw. It can't go the other way around. So if you practice, the next day you'll be better than today, for sure. I guarantee this. You can't go backwards. It's like when the time is going forwards. It's same thing. When you practice, anything you do, you will be better the day after. Yeah, I hope I answered your question. Thank you, Gwency. Thank you, Maria Lawrence Bagot. Very nice. Thank you very much. Kitten say Dayum. Dayum. Thank you. I don't know what it does means, but yeah, thank you for sharing. Hopping Kitten. Thank you very much for all your participations. There's so many people from Instagram. Thanks. This makes me, yeah, this build up confidence. If you want to help somebody to build up confidence, I think follow their work, ask questions about their work, and that can help to build up confidence. Before Instagram, I really didn't know what I was doing, but through your comments and your likes, and that helps a lot in build up confidence. It's a slow process. I took years to do that. So be patient and practice. Okay. I think I can finish the session of today. Thanks, guys, again for following this third week of challenge, and I'm really glad that you're here to support me. And yeah, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do that. If you don't want to miss any upcoming streams, I will do this every 2 days. So the next stream will be on Thursday. And I will post these drawings on my Instagram account, so make sure to follow that as well. And see you in the next one. Bye!